Hello everyone. My name is Andra and today I'm going to make a card with you. So I have prepared here a card base. It's made of 300 grams paper and it's 18 by 11.5 centimeters. I don't know how much it is in inches, but you can simply Google convert it. Okay, and my next layer is 5 by 5 millimeters shorter, smaller, so it's 17.5 by 11 centimeters. Then comes the next one, which is also 5 by 5 millimeters smaller from both of the sides, and from each side, and this is 16.5 by 10 centimeters, and the last one is 16 by 9.5 centimeters, so it will lay like this nicely. But I'm going to do mixed media, which is why I'm just going to glue these two down, and then I'm going to prepare this layer for my card. So I'm starting by gluing these down first. Here we go, this one is done, and now I'm going to add, actually I'm not going to add this one yet. I'm going to glue this one down here, so I will have more firm base to work with. So we are done with that. I'm going to place that one aside for now. We are going to need this one at the end. And this beautiful paper is by 13 Arts from the collection Summer Rhapsody. It's this one. It's amazing papers. I really love those papers very much. Now, my next step would be adding clear gesso to the print, and I'm using 13 Arts clear gesso. I will be applying my gesso with a spatula like that. It's a big one. Simply because I don't like to use brushes to add such a large amount of gesso, because the brush will soak the material, the product in, and it will be wasting, in my opinion. So I'm just using this kind of spatula. This is also by 13 Arts, and it's nice and quick way to add the gesso, and I can just put the excess back to the jar like that. And why I'm using clear gesso is I want to see my print. I don't want this print to be hidden, or I want this print to be like that. I'm also going to use white gesso, but I'm not going to hide the whole image. I'm just going to place it here and there, and for that I'm going to take a smaller spatula like that. There's no order whatsoever. I'm just placing it down here and there just a little bit, And since Gesso is drying really quickly, I don't need to use the heat gun to dry it in between those two layers. I pretty much like to use my fingers as well with that method. It smooths everything out so nicely. And as you can see, I'm just putting it here and there. I'm going to make a birthday card for my mother. So I really hope this will turn out nicely. I never plan ahead, so I'm just doing it, and we'll see at the end how this one turns out. Okay, I'm done with them. I'm done with the white gesso as well. Needs to dry a little bit. I'm going to use my heat gun to dry this for the sake of video. Now what I'm going to use next is a stencil. It's a nice one by Paperimirri, and I'm just going to place it here. And I'm going to use it with modeling paste by 13 Arts. I really love the texture or the condensed, what's the word? You know, now I can't remember the word. I really love this product, and I'm also going to place it here and there, not any specific in specific order. What I do want to point out is always when you're adding a texture paste or a modeling paste with and using those stencils, always use one way, like apply it like this, one way, not like this zigzag, always one way. Then your print is going to be, or the outcome is going to be beautiful and clear. If you do like this, there's a big chance that you will mess this up, and the outcome will not be as you maybe want it to be. Okay, let's see. Look how beautiful that is. This is gorgeous. I mean, look at that. It's such a beautiful stencil. And again, I can just put the excess back to my jar. I'm going to use my heat gun again. Here we go. Noticed when I dried with a heat gun on this other side from the paper. I always recommend to do it. It will help flatten the paper out, so it will be nice and flat. Well, I'm going to let this one dry a little bit more, and in meantime I'm gonna color my chipboard that I'm going to use. The chipboard is by scrapmedia.ru. It's from Russia, and I think it's really beautiful. Always have to be really careful when taking these fellas out. Don't want to break anything, and it's so intricate in some parts. Yes. And also what I do, I'm not going to throw this one away. I mean, not all of it. I'm going to cut myself little pieces like that, because I don't like to waste anything. So I'm just doing it so I can use those later on, and then I'm going to show you how I will use those in mixed media. So I'm going to color. I'm gonna color it with white gesso. Okay, I am done coloring that. And let's see how it would fit on top of my card. So I think it's really nice. It will fit here nicely. Now I'm going to give this base, my base, a little bit more color. So I will bring out my palette, and the colors I've chosen green and yellow. I don't know how this is going to work on this card base, but let's find out. These are colors by 13 Arts, and this one is matte mint and this one is matte yellow. They're water-based colors, so really nice to use on that kind of projects. I'm gonna put a little bit here, and I am going to water it down a little bit, not much. I'm going to use Ayeeda mist from 13 Arts. It's a chalk dark brown. And I will just add a little bit. But it's easier with a brush. I'm gonna dry this with my heat gun. Okay, that's how it looks right now. But I do think that I'm going to dim down a little bit of the color with the white gesso. This is me. I always I don't like to too bright colors. I'm not adding very much, but just going to dimming down a little bit. Gesso is a nice product to use. You can always fix things with that. Oh, much better. Yes, I like it much more now. Okay, this is how it looks now. I think it's really nice. And now I'm going to add everything on top of that. So let's see how this goes. As I said earlier, I'm going to use those chipboards leftovers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut them to smaller pieces, maybe even smaller. And they will work for me as foam bats, basically. I'm not using a lot of foam pads. I do have them, and I occasionally use them now and then, but since I'm doing mixed media, I'm pretty much using everything like that, you know, cardboard, chipboard leftovers, and whatever I can to give my project a height and different levels. So if I'm placing it here, I will put the cardboard under here, so it will be, I don't want to place my chipboard on top of the card. I want to give it a little bit of height, you know, as much as this much. It's hard to see, but I will show you in a bit. Okay, I had another idea. I am going to place this one underneath and this one on top of that, and I think it will look really nice. So I'm going to add some. I will use the chipboards since they are so thin. I'm using those later. Right now I'm using 3mm cardboard. You know, the difference is really big. I'm using on back of that to give this a little bit of height. And for the purpose of video, I will use hot glue. That will be enough, and it will give me a nice dimension to the card. I'll see if I'm going to put a little bit of that here. Yes, I think it will look nice like that. Yes, I will use this one here. Gonna glue it down. Like so. I also want to give a little bit of dimension for that. I don't want it to be flat on top of my this thingy here. So I will give this one height as well, and for that I'm going to glue pieces here on those spots. but I need them to be a little bit smaller so they don't show. From the right side, that will stay on top of that. A little bit of glue and it will go here. And another one I will add here. It will show a little bit from the other side at this point, but that's absolutely fine because I'm going to cover it up with flowers. And it goes here like this. Yes, this will look really, really nice like that. Okay, and now you can see how much of a dimension it has. And this is cool with mixed media when you have laid down a bit like this and build up, you put your main pieces into the place. You can add everything around it, inside it, between those layers, and it will be really cool to work with. Now I'm going to use this kind of, I've got those out from 13 Arts paper. Travel the World is the collection, and I think those are really, really pretty. We'll see. The yellow, I have used yellow. If I want to use this one, maybe in here. I glued it down too early. That's okay. Like that. Yes, I like that. I like it like this. And again, I'm going to glue this one. Normally I would use gel medium for that type of gluing, but right now it will take too long time to film, and the hot glue will hold those pretty well, and from my own experience I haven't seen anything fallen off, at least not a paper or anything like that. Now I'm just basically going to build up the card, and I will let you watch the process and not talking that much. So enjoy the video, enjoy the process, and I'll talk to you later. now I have my card base that I glued earlier, and now I would just need to glue it on top of that, but I will give this one height as well, so I'm not going to glue it there. But in here I will use foam tape because it will you can see it, you know, from the sides. So for that reason I will use the foam tape. You can, of course, if you want to, you can use cardboard in this case as well. And if you don't want this brown cardboard shown from the sides, you can, you know, color it with gesso, and it will be nice and neat. What I'm going to do now is I'm just gonna glue this or tape it down to my card base, and we are finished. I hope my mother likes it as much as I enjoyed making it. So, what do you think? I think my lighting is a bit bad because it comes from I have a window on the right side from my desk, and the sun is really bright right now. But I will post pictures of the card in the better lighting. And if you did like my video, please subscribe, and also check out my Instagram. I will post there almost every day. Yeah, I hope I'll see you soon. Bye.